Why is this here?
So you only thought of it because, well, one, it was in the store next to a display that I kid you not said, we love the 90s. And then I thought it was extra funny because Walmart's out of everything and they got leftover stock. And this is from the 90s.
Welcome to the show. It's called The Daily Placeholder.
Yeah.
It's a little bit looser than usual because there's been crazy things happening where we live in Texas this past week.
If you've ever seen the hit, I'm going to go for a ballpark here, 2002?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hit movie Ice Age.
Oh, I believe 2002.
2002 seems right, but also wrong.
Maybe 2003.
I want to say like 2002, but also 2000 might seem right.
Because I just watched Robots today, which on the DVD extras had a sneak peek at Ice Age 2, where John Leguizamo walked you around the studio. It was really weird, but that movie came out in 2005.
Time to bing it.
Alright, we're going to bing some information, as usual. This show is called The Daily Placeholder. It's because we forgot to name it. We don't have any paper, because I could not get to a printer.
That was 2002.
Hey, nice! We were right the first time. Dang, that means there was like a lot of years between sequels was not abnormal like it would be now.
Didn't the last one come out in 2016?
I don't know, but yes. Let's just say yes.
And does anyone know, is that the one with the pirates or the one where there's an asteroid?
The asteroid is the last one. And then before that is pirates, before that is dinosaurs, before that is global warming, and before that is Ice Age.
I mean, aren't they all global warming?
I guess, I don't know. Did you see that tweet that was a screenshot of a tweet Ted Cruz made in 2016 where he said, I'll believe in
climate change.
I'll believe in climate change when Texas freezes over.
And then it did.
It has. It just did.
And he was in Cancun.
He left. Which, I'm going to be honest, I don't blame him. Because if I could have left, I would have.
Just own it, though. Don't try to hide it.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Well, first he's like, no, I was just dropping off my kids with their friends who were also going to Cancun, conveniently. And then, like, a message from his wife was released, like in an email thing, where she was inviting all the other rich parents. It's like, hey, anyone else want to go to Cancun this weekend?
Woo!
And then the funniest thing, they went by his house.
In Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they saw that no one was there, even though he said he was coming back.
Yeah.
And their poodle was left there.
Oh!
And do you know what the dog's name is?
What's the poodle's name?
The poodle's name is Snowflake. Which is the funniest name it could have been.
So that's the end of this episode, because we can't top that. No, I guess we'll go. This episode... Oh, go for it.
I guarantee you, Ted Cruz in the next week or so is going to like another weird or bad tweet.
Yeah.
This is a kids program, so I'm not going to refer to the exact kind of tweet it was.
Sure, but you all know.
Yeah, he's definitely going to like another one of those tweets again to let this blow over.
Because he's on vacation. All right. This episode is sponsored by Surge, because for some reason we thought it was the 90s.
Yeah.
It's citrus-flavored soda with other natural flavors. Let's give this a good crack. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
I'm thirsty.
We do not have water right now. Okay, that's actually not terrible.
No, I was expecting more 90s, though.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be like, I drink it and immediately my brain fills with static.
Just...
I'm not sure you should drink this for hydration.
Well, I have had bottled water.
Okay.
But I'm dying of thirst today.
Because there's no water.
But there is Surge.
There is Surge. Alright. I'll do Cassie and you can do the other one. We only have 2 segments today because it's been a
I'll
pretty
mention
slow.
the comics. I have a thing for that.
Oh, and apparently there's comics too that I just don't remember. Like I said, this week was a little bit crazy trying to get news together, but also there wasn't that much news.
No.
I wouldn't say there's anything big this week, except for the trailers. Trailers are pretty big.
There's a weird amount of trailers this week.
Like a weird amount of like AAA trailers. Anyways.
And XXX trailers.
And
Sure, that's right. We're getting the 4th
Xander Cage. The return of Xander Cage.
Triple Xmas. Return of Xander Claus.
This is for casting news. We have casting. Sasha Calle has been cast as Supergirl in The Flash. It might be Calle. I might have mistyped that, but oh well. That's that surge coming up, baby.
That's why they call it a surge.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Good for her.
Yeah, there's a really cool video of the director Andy Muschietti telling her that she got it, and it's just very wholesome. Oh, also, we don't hate each other anymore.
Huh?
I forgot to say that.
Plotline resolved.
Plotline resolved. We were going to do a fun bit about Skype, but there's no internet, and also he forgot his laptop.
So what are you going to do?
And what are you going to do? Secondly, Ming-Na Wen, B.D. Wong, James Hong, and Matthew Rhys have been cast in Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai, which is an animated prequel show to Gremlins. I think it's going to be on Netflix.
I mean, I like this for one part because the Gremlins movies are good, but the whole Chinese shopkeeper is a little, I wouldn't say it's not that bad. Like, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Because it was an Asian actor. It wasn't a guy doing Asian face.
Yeah, that's definitely a plus.
And, like, he doesn't speak in broken English, I don't think, but...
I don't think so, but I don't really remember. I also haven't seen the sequel,
You
New
should.
Batch, or The New Batch.
But I will say, this is no Gremlins 3, Dawn of Desmond.
That's a video online.
Very good one.
Yes. Regé-Jean Page has been cast in Dungeons and Dragons, the movie. Who's Regé-Jean Page? Do you know?
I do not.
Because he's popped up on Twitter lately, like trending, before he even got cast in Dungeons and Dragons.
Was he a new actor? Because I thought it was that guy who's been in a few things. Like, he was in Jurassic World.
Are you thinking of
2?
Justice Smith?
Was that Justice Smith?
The guy that was in Pokemon Detective Pikachu?
I guess so.
But that's Justice Smith, not Regé-Jean Page.
I thought Justice Smith was a different guy.
Justice Smith was Ryan Reynolds' son in Detective Pikachu. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The Pikachu voiced by Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
Anyways,
good for him.
yeah, good for Regé-Jean Page.
Okay, so do you think is this going to be an actual Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yeah, or
Like everyone's favorite movie, World of Warcraft?
yes.
Or is this just Jumanji?
I hope it's not Jumanji. They better
Feel like
just
it's Jumanji.
be a movie in the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
I guess I shouldn't say it's Jumanji meets Die,
Hey, Die is a good comic. Everyone read that comic.
but I don't think they'll make it that dark.
I never finished it, so I didn't put it on that weird list I made a couple weeks ago of good comics.
Well, it's still not done yet, so.
Oh, well, that's why I didn't finish it, I guess. Jesse Plemons has been cast in Killers of the Flower Moon. This will be directed by Martin Scorsese and also stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm glad for Plemons because he's a new actor in the kind of like Martin Scorsese group of actors. Because he hasn't been in any other Scorsese joints,
No.
has he?
I don't think he's been in many movies, like, period. Like,
Yeah.
he shows up every now and again, but
He does.
he started in TV, really.
Yeah. He's in Breaking Bad. He's at least in El Camino, which is the movie.
With Black Mirror, a really good
Yeah, he's in
episode.
that. He's in one episode of Black Mirror. He's in Game Night, obviously. He's really good in Game Night.
He was in that Netflix movie, I think. The title that makes it sound like it's just suicide. The Charlie Kaufman one.
Oh, I'm thinking of ending things. Yeah.
That's-
Okay, cool. I never watched
I
that.
think he's the boyfriend in that.
Okay.
I think his character's literally called The Boyfriend.
Classic Kaufman. The only movie that I actually like from him is Being John Malkovich.
I would highly suggest Adaptation.
Adaptation, okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen Sunshine Mind with Jim Carrey?
And I tried that, but that's one of the few movies where, like, the way the dialogue is delivered and how the movie's presented makes me not want to watch it.
That's
like,
fair.
just I have to get in a certain headspace for that.
Yeah. I just didn't finish it, so I was just asking if you had seen it. Kiki Palmer has been cast in Jordan Peele's next horror film. Good.
Right.
Yeah. There's not really much information there, nor is there much information for this next sentence I'm about to say. Jeff Goldblum and Michael Cera have been cast in Wes Anderson's next film. That is great casting for a Wes Anderson film.
Maybe it's just them two.
Has Goldblum been in an Anderson movie?
Oh, no.
Everything's okay.
Yes, everything's perfectly okay. He has been in a bunch of them, actually. The biggest one, I believe, is The Life Aquatic.
With Steve Zissou.
Yes. He's Bill Murray's, Steve Zissou's rival in that. And
lovely.
A couple others. He's probably in The French Dispatch. Probably.
I don't think he is. I think every other Wes Anderson actor is in French Dispatch of the Liberty, Kansas Evening Sun.
And he's in Isle of Dogs.
Oh, he is in Isle of Dogs.
He's a gossip dog, which is like the best role you could get for Jeff Goldblum.
Yes. You know, I've been watching a lot of Modern Family on Peacock, but I don't pay for Peacock, so I don't have, I pay the $5 a month rather than the $10 or whatever it is to not have ads. So I get a lot of apartments.com ads with Jeff Goldblum in them, and he's good. Like, he's Jeff Goldblum. He definitely makes it worthwhile.
And he has that Disney Plus show, Jeff Goldblum Talks About Stuff.
And that nobody ever watches.
Nope.
I watched 2 episodes with my girlfriend, and we just never spoke about it again.
It's one of those opening shows you put on a streaming service that no one ends up watching.
Yeah, everyone watched The Mandalorian, and nobody watched Jeff Goldblum Look at These Shoes.
They should have put Jeff Goldblum in The Mandalorian.
Have him voice Grogu.
Have him play a Hutt.
Yes! Alright, time for some... You can say it this time.
Developmental achievements.
You can move it closer if you need to.
Edgar Wright is developing an adaptation of Stephen King's The Running Man.
Which is very exciting. Have you read The Running Man?
No, because I don't read.
Is there a movie version of it already?
There is, and they have already said that it's different from that.
Okay.
There was one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
lovely.
They got him because the plot of The Running Man is that there's a TV show where they hunt people for sport.
Ah.
And so they got Arnold Schwarzenegger so he could say some of his lines.
Yes.
Like, I think in The Running Man he says stuff like, "I'll be back."
Oh. Okay. Have you seen that movie?
I have not.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's good.
Probably not. But this will most likely be good. Because I don't think personally that any of Edgar Wright's movies are bad.
I can confidently say that he has not made a bad movie yet.
I have not seen A Fistful of Fingers because it's impossible to find anywhere.
What is that?
That's his first movie. Have you not heard of that?
That probably sucks then.
It's a Western. I mean,
okay, yeah, probably double sucks.
He
then.
said that, I've only seen one interview about it, and he says that, it was actually an interview for something else, but he says that the problem with A Fistful of Fingers is that he didn't have anything to cut to, so, like, it just kept cutting between everybody, because it was, like, his first movie. He didn't really know, he didn't have his style down pat immediately, obviously. So that's just what he learned from that movie. And that's the only clips I've seen of Fistful of Fingers is everyone with, like, their hand over their gun and just, like, eyes darting around at each other, and it just keeps cutting to everyone.
And that's why he buried it, so no one could ever find it. So he can have a perfect streak.
It's in every copy of A Fistful of Fingers is in the landfill with every copy of E.T. Atari.
No, they dug that up.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
To find it.
Well, this is the beginning of The Mummy. We're gonna get a giant face made out of a wall of Atari games.
It was an entire documentary.
Okay.
It's a short documentary. And George R.R. Martin shows up in it.
and it was here. Why did what?
There is a side thing where that hack who wrote Everyone Loved the 80s or Else. Ready Player One.
Oh.
That hack. He's just in it randomly.
Is his name no. I was about to say Orson Welles.
Is it even the character from the book or is that from The Flash?
What? No, Orson
Welles.
Orson Welles is like the time machine guy, right?
I don't know. No one knows. It's
You're
impossible.
thinking of Harrison Wells from The Flash.
I heard Wells.
Yeah, I get
There
it.
might be an alternate one named Orson.
Most definitely an Orson Welles played by Tom Cavanaugh.
And I forgot what my tangent was leading. Okay, no. There's a random tangent where you have the hack who wrote Ready Player One,
Yes.
no one knows his name, and he wrote a terrible sequel.
Apparently, yeah.
Where George R. Martin sells him a DeLorean. And then he customizes it to look like the one from Back to the Future and then drives it to the landfill to be amongst his kind.
Why? That sounds awful.
Also, in the same landfill near where they buried the E.T. games, there was also a deep pocket of methane with pigs filled with mercury.
Oh my gosh.
Like the pigs themselves. It's a good documentary.
Okay.
It's only 60 minutes.
And that was our segment, that documentary that was made about the E.T. Atari game.
No one knows what the name is.
No, I don't. I didn't even know what you were talking about.
It probably has game in the title.
Probably.
A live-action series reboot of The Addams Family, titled Wednesday, is in development from Tim Burton.
I forgot to write that down, but thank you for adding that. Yeah, is he writing it?
I think he's directing, at least.
Is he directing it?
They made it seem like he was, like it said, from Tim Burton. They emphasized that he's doing it in some capacity.
Then he's probably just producing it.
Probably. But I mean, the style will be there.
Yeah.
Though, the Addams Family movies from the 90s, directed by the guy who did Men in Black.
No, not F. Gary Gray. He did the
Barry
the
Summerfield?
Yes, that's it.
Those are really good and are almost Tim Burton-esque, but also their own thing.
Cool.
So it kind of, it'll probably be good, but it almost seems kind of redundant now, since those movies, I think, are the best interpretation that we have of the Addams Family.
You know what I've noticed lately is that I know way too much about movies and TV. Like, just in general. Because I went to my girlfriend's house today, and her parents were watching a show on the TV, and I saw an actor in it, and I was like, oh, hey, is that time travel show? And they said, yes, it's Timeless. Do you remember the show Timeless?
It was people going back in time, but with, like, real historical things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen one episode of that show, and I only watched it because it was by the guy who did Supernatural, I think, or something like that. Why do I know what that show is from one actor in it? Why? What's wrong with me? And why was I right?
You know, that happens to me all the time. Like, one time I found this film, and it was called, like, About Time, and I think Michael Caine was in it. And it was about H.G. Wells. Connection.
Well, there's a movie called About Time with
no.
Hux from the Star Wars movies. Donut Gleason, as the Weekly Planet says.
Also about time travel.
Yes.
And in it, it's like Michael Caine as H.G. Wells, and it turns out his books weren't fiction. He built a time machine, and he goes to the future to hunt Jack the Ripper. And so then I'm like, this seems familiar. Did this come up later? And then it turns out there was a random, like, NBC show adaptation of this made in, like, a couple years ago, where it's the same exact plot. And I only remembered that because there's one scene that randomly came up on YouTube, like, forever ago, where H.G. Wells gets a bunch of ads for, again, kids show, but the same kind of tweets that Ted Cruz liked. And it's just him flailing away at his computer trying to get them to go.
Yeah, okay.
I don't have the brain. I don't have the memory power to recognize actors, but I'll remember a random thing I've seen from something.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a quiz later after this news segment. It's gonna show us how much information we push out of our brains to remember things about pop culture that are not important.
Fun.
I'm gonna change the battery real quick. All right, next news.
Paddington 3, Thraddington, is in development.
Yay! Very good. Paddington 2 is the greatest movie of all time.
It's true.
And definitely the best movie of 2018.
And Paddington 3 will raise cinema from the dead.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know. The main discussion I saw online is like what British actor to get to be the villain, in quotes, in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one that came out was Daniel Radcliffe.
I would love it if Paddington was. Wait, what happened? Because Paddington and the villain of Paddington movies don't really correlate with each other.
Did he even interact with Hugh Grant?
I don't think so. I'm trying to remember, what did Hugh Grant do in the last movie?
Well, it was the thing about the last movie was the whole thing was a joke about Hugh Grant's like career, pretty much. Like not in a mean way. It's just like certain typecast he would get into and like his earlier stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think he might have talked to Paddington, but like in the final confrontation, there was a train.
He talked to Paddington on the stage at the not funeral festival.
Weren't they both running on a train?
We're gonna do a commentary on Paddington 2.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
I feel like they were both running on a train at
Yes,
one point.
they're both on the train at the end.
And that's the climax?
That is the climax. I don't remember.
I don't think he gets redeemed either. I think he just like gets arrested or escapes.
Yeah, he gets arrested, and then during the credits, him and all the prisoners have a big dance sequence in their pink suits. I'm trying to remember why Paddington has anything to do with his crime. Like, why is he there?
I think because he like maybe walks in on it and finds out.
Probably. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
A movie adaptation of The Amazing World of Gumball is in development.
Nice.
Very good. They didn't get a chance to actually end their show, so this is very good.
I should finish that show. I never did.
You should. It's very good.
I started rewatching it about this time last year, and I just stopped.
It has a very strong like development afterwards, though, because like it starts off good enough, and the animation's still good, but like they develop it further, like so much.
Yeah, I really appreciate the animation because of all the different styles of animation in it, and just the live action mouth that's a potato.
Book 4 of Infinity Train is in development.
Also very good.
And this came out around the same time where everyone said this was cancelled. Pretty much. Even the creator. So
yeah,
I guess they said never mind because they saw all the angry comments.
Yeah, which is good because we need a book 4.
Though this could also just be the last one. They didn't clarify that.
By the way, when we say book, we mean season.
They just label it books.
Yeah, they label the seasons as books for some reason. We're not talking about a book.
Who cares about those?
Neither of us can read anymore.
Teen Titans Go! The Night Begins to Shine is in development. It's a spin-off series, probably mini-series, I would guess.
Yeah.
In the same art style as their The Night Begins to Shine specials, about them going back to that world and it being that the whole time.
This is good because it's one of the best parts of the show.
It's one of the only good parts of the show.
I do like Teen Titans Go! I especially like the movie.
The movie's good. I'm not giving that. The movie's very good.
I know a lot of people don't like Teen Titans Go! And that is valid. I just don't care about Teen Titans enough to get mad about it.
Remember when we were still supposed to get a new season of the OG Teen Titans, and then nothing has come around with that, even though we have HBO Max now?
See, the thing is, they made that Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans movie. So I think that's what they were talking about. Because at the end of Teen Titans Go to the movies, which is the movie, during the credits, the original Teen Titans like come in. They're like, "Help! If we can get a lot of money from this movie, we'll come back."
I don't think they said that.
They didn't say that specifically, but that's basically it. And I think everyone assumed that this meant if the movie made enough money, they would make another season of Teen Titans. But I think they were always planning on crossing the two over in the Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. And they did do that, and it's a pretty good movie.
I mean, it wouldn't be too hard. Like, all the voice cast is still around, and you have HBO Max, and that would kill on there.
Exactly.
Because they're talking about a revival or continuation of every other DC animated series on there. Like Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, the Justice League.
Bring back DC.
Super Friends.
Bring back DC Universe. Put the new season of Teen Titans on that.
Just that. That's the only thing. Aquaman, King of Atlantis, is in development.
I don't know anything about this. Talk about it.
It's a new animated show. Not sure what age demographic, because I heard it was skewing younger, but based on the animation, it seems more actiony, so maybe it's a little bit older. And I assume it'll be in the vein of like Teen Titans Go or Thundercats Roar. A more like
That's
comedic
what it
take.
looks like, yeah.
I don't know if it's the same animation team. I think it might be, because I don't know if Teen Titans Roar... Teen Titans Roar. They did have a crossover.
They did.
If Thundercats Roar got renewed, I think it hasn't. So I think this is their next project.
They also crossed over with the stage version of Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And Freakazoid.
And Freakazoid.
And rap, maybe R&B, I'm not sure, group. A musical group called De La Soul, apparently.
What?
I saw that in my Twitter feed.
That's incredible.
Aquaman has green hair, and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's weird, but I mean, go for it.
I hope they say that canonically in that show he's bald, and all of that is seaweed.
Now we're going to talk about he's going to talk about comics.
So the comic book news for this episode is that we're getting not one, but two continuations of, respectively, little maybe with Batman, so far, in my opinion, at least, the best interpretations of Batman and Superman in live-action movie form.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Batman 89, which is a continuation of the Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah.
Well, it's technically a quadrilogy is what they label it, since they count the other two, but...
at least Batman and Batman Returns. And
then Superman 78, which, from what I've seen from the pages from Batman 1989, or 89, is going to continue and maybe be set in the future, because Bruce, they showed some pages, and he has been drawn older. So... that's at least set after Batman and Batman Returns. Superman 78, I don't know. Because it says 78, so they might still be going with just the first, or maybe the second. I don't know. But
interesting.
It's continuations in comic form of both those movies. It would be really bad if that wasn't on this entire time.
I just know that the battery's low. So we should probably kind of speed this up. Ugh. Oh, wait. How hard is it to change this battery? I think it's pretty hard. So yeah, let's just kind of speed this up. Alright, now we're going to do a quiz.
Ooh.
This quiz is called Are You Stupid?
Ah, a good quiz.
You have 10 questions to prove you're not stupid. This is, of course, brought to us by BuzzFeed.
Should have figured.
How many bones are there in the human body? I don't know this answer.
At least two.
At least two. Alright, so this is already easy, actually, because your answers are 69,
Nice.
420,
Nice.
666,
Nice.
or 206.
Not nice.
I'm going to go with 206.
Oh, do we actually know? Like, have they checked everyone's bones thoroughly? For all we know, every person has a different number of bones.
If it's actually 69, I'm ending this episode. 206, correct!
Woo.
Definitely not 69, 420, or 666. What's 9 plus 8? Is it 9, 17, 34, or 800?
You're gonna have to go for 800.
Oh, alright. 800. Wrong. It's 17. During childbirth, the baby travels from the uterus through the what before it exits the body? Vagina, uvula, urethra, the fallopian tube. What do we think? I've never known what a uvula is. And I'm afraid to Google it. I am being it.
It's supposed to be the thing in the back of your mouth.
What?
The little dangly thing.
Oh, well, it's that, obviously.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Man. I guess we are stupid.
O is the symbol for which element on the periodic table? Hydrogen, osmium, oxygen, or carbon? Alright, so it's either osmium or oxygen.
I've never heard of... It's osmium, I think.
Alright, osmium. Wrong. O is for oxygen, of course.
Well.
Which month gains a day during a leap year? January, February, November, or December? February. Hey, we got that one. In which war did the U.S. win its independence? I actually don't...
The Independence War.
The Independence Day Resurgence War.
Yeah.
The War of 1812, World War I, which was just called the Great War at the time. It's not called World War I. The Civil War or the Revolutionary War?
The Revolutionary War?
That's going to be wrong. Oh, no, it's correct.
Yeah.
I was thinking the Civil War. How many planets are in our solar system? 6, 7, 8, or 9?
Well, there should be 9.
Yeah.
Pluto is a planet.
Actually, yeah, this is kind of a trick one, because I don't know when this was made. Wait, hold on. Let's see if I can get a date.
I would assume it's not forever ago.
Okay, so this was November 3rd, 2019.
Okay, so 8.
Gosh. Uh-oh, where is it? Oh, I found it. Correct. Pluto, no longer a planet. Andrew Ziegler, screw you.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you?
Pluto's bigger than you.
Got him. Which of these words is spelled correctly? Necessary, proceed, vacuum, or tomatoes?
This is good.
This is good for not looking at the words. You have to answer this. Necessary, proceed, vacuum, or tomatoes. Which of these words is spelled correctly?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Nope. Necessary was spelled correctly. Which of the following is not a continent? Australia, Africa, Antarctica, or the North Pole?
Well, everyone knows that Australia doesn't exist.
Exactly.
It's Australia.
Obviously. Wrong. The North Pole is not a continent. Dang it. And finally, approximately how long has it been since the dinosaurs went extinct? What? 6.5 million years, 65 million years, 650 million years, or 6.5 billion years?
They always say 65 million years ago when talking about dinosaurs. So
That's true. Hey, that was correct. It's been about 65 million years.
How do they know?
Exactly. Come on.
What's our percentage?
Don't give me one.
Oh, come on. Come on, BuzzFeed.
Oh, wait, no. We got 5 out of 10 right.
Hey, half.
Nice.
We're half done.
Lips are sealed. Your secret is safe with me. Lips are sealed. I won't say a thing. And then it's a gif of Homer Simpson's, slowly folding into the bush.
That is very funny and very relatable.
That's so relatable. Ha 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 ha. Okay, trailer trash. It's time to talk about now. First of all, Cruella.
Okay. Do you know what we live in?
Do we live in a house?
No.
Do we live in a city?
No.
Well, then what do we live in?
We live in a society. That covered everything.
What? We live in a society.
In Disney's Joker.
Disney's Cruella.
She's definitely gonna dance down some stairs while stomping on some dogs.
Do you get it that her name is Deville, but it's like devil? Because she skins puppies?
I get the same feeling from this that I do from that one. I'm not gonna try that again.
The F goes first. Maleficent.
Because I simply do not care.
Yeah. I will watch this, especially if it goes to Disney Plus. I don't think it will.
Definitely not paying $30.
No, I wouldn't pay $30 for this. I will probably pay $30 for Raya and the Last Dragon.
Because that actually looks good.
But I wouldn't pay for this.
So Cruella de Vil has magical powers? Question mark?
Oh, she at least has a very flammable robe / cloak.
Though apparently the sequel, the official novel sequel to 101 Dalmatians, is about aliens coming to Earth.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
what?
Everyone freezes on Earth. Like, everyone. Like, stops moving. And only dogs are left.
Oh my god.
And, like, they get the power to fly and move at superhuman speeds.
Why?
And the ability to talk.
Did Stephen King write this sequel?
No, like, this is real. I think I heard this on The Weekly Planet. Like, this is real.
Oh, okay.
I think they did, like, an episode about... I want to say it was the one about book adaptations, I think.
Yeah, okay.
And I think they... Like, Nick Mason mentioned this, and this is real. They can, like, stop and then fly and move at superhuman speeds, and then aliens come to Earth.
It's a sequel to 101 Dalmatians.
It's an official sequel to 101 Dalmatians. And that's the plot.
Why are you making that, Disney?
Yeah, where was this?
Oh, I don't care about Cruella now. Let's rate this out of...
101 Dalmatians.
How could I have not thought about that? Alright, we're rating this out of 101 Dalmatians. How do you rate this trailer?
5 Dalmatians.
Oh my goodness. I'm giving this a 55 Dalmatians.
I was hoping
looks fine.
It would be a lot dumber. Like, I was really hoping for Bad Guy to be in the trailer.
Oh.
Or for them to play a really slow, creepy, sung by children Cruella de Vil song from the original. But none of that.
And
okay,
now...
biggest question about this.
Oh, okay.
Do you think they're going to try to make her hatred of Dalmatians, and all dogs presumably, relatable in any way?
That's so relatable. Huh.
Do you think they can actually do that?
I don't know. Because if they try to, they won't be able to. Because you can't just justify skinning puppies.
Unless, specifically, her parents were killed by 101... No, 100. Because the 1 extra and the 2 whatever in the sequels, that's an affront to God to her. So 100 Dalmatians killed her parents.
Yes.
I think they're going to try something. Because they did that with Maleficent. It's like, she cares about the daughter that she kidnapped or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do something. And I really want it to go into like a Joker territory. Where the people who own the Dalmatians are like high society. Like the 1%. So her killing them is like, yeah, get back at them. She's gonna shoot 6 Dalmatians in the subway.
And then she's gonna go on a talk show hosted by a Dalmatian.
And shoot it.
Now it's time for Mortal Kombat!
Actually looks good.
It looks great. It looks so good.
This might be the only actually good video game adaptation movie.
What else do we have coming out? We have Uncharted, which may never come out.
Yeah.
Free Guy. That doesn't count. It's not a real video game.
The inevitable, I hope, Cyberpunk 2077 movie.
Oh, yeah. They're making a Tomb Raider 2.
For somebody. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah. Oh, they're making a Borderlands movie.
Okay.
That might be good. It's got a good cast. But yeah, this Mortal Kombat is really good. Having seen the original movie, it looks so much better than that.
Well, I think they probably had a lot of limitations at that time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because the same time they were making the movie, parents campaigning against the game. It was too violent and bloody.
That era where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles couldn't use their weapons.
And they had to make a cartoon for Mortal Kombat to actually gain money where they couldn't use their weapons. And, like, Scorpion didn't have chains in his hands.
Okay.
It looked good.
Yeah, look, there's not much to say about it other than it looks really good. I know it's real cheesy, but, like, the lines ripped straight from the game. That was fun. And also the KOs.
I mean, it's a corny game.
Fatalities, I'm sorry.
So the movie, it only makes sense that would be corny. The only thing that might bring the movie down is that we're saddled with, like, a point of view character, I think.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, Cole Sprouse. Jughead. Now, that would be a movie.
I would love
Put
that.
Jughead in Mortal Kombat and have him die in the first 5 seconds.
Has there ever been an Archie and Mortal Kombat crossover?
Unfortunately not.
Come on, make it happen.
Put Archie in Mortal Kombat.
Yes!
DLC fighter.
Mortal Kombat 5 or whatever they're doing now.
He can fight Rambo.
Make Archie fight the Terminator.
Yeah, the Predator's maybe in that game. He is, yeah. And Archie fought the Predator twice.
That's true. Also, Batman fought the Predator.
Yeah. And Superman. And the Justice League.
Yeah, okay.
Like, he's just an MMA fighter, and, like, everyone's like, you're special, you have the mark. And, like, I think Mortal Kombat has been around long enough to where you don't need a character like this.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of the Mortal Kombat characters are just regular people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a podcast that I very much suggest that doesn't go, they ended the podcast, but you can still find it. It's called Movie Maintenance. It's by a group of people in the Sans Pants Radio podcast channel. Podcast network of Sans Pants Radio. They basically fix movies and kind of pitch their own way of how they would do the movie. I think they did an episode on Mortal Kombat, and the guy, I believe Sean Carney, but I don't know that for sure, he said that a Mortal Kombat movie should be structured like a musical, and the rules for a musical are that whenever your character is completely overtaken by emotion, they break into song. So in a Mortal Kombat movie, you should do it where whenever your character is overcome with emotion, they fight each other. So like where a song would go in a musical, you put a Mortal Kombat fight.
It's funny you mentioned that, because the animated Mortal Kombat movie, which I was for definite came out in 2019, but was somehow 2020.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge almost does that exact thing.
Okay, cool.
Highly suggest that, by the way. It's so far the best piece of like a Mortal Kombat movie we have.
Now we have a trailer for Kevin Can F Himself.
You liked WandaVision, but wish Wanda would murder Vision, and Vision was...
Which might have to happen by the end of WandaVision, we don't know.
And you wanted Vision to be really sexist for some reason?
Yes, obviously I want that.
And you like... can't say that either, I guess. Eugene Levy and Son Show, and other people.
Oh, you can say Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek. If you like Schitt's Creek, then this is the show for you.
It's spelled SCHITT. It's their last name.
Apparently that's good. I like Eugene Levy enough, I guess.
My girlfriend just finished the entire show. She says it's really good. I can't get into it. I don't know why. I just can't.
I've heard that like the first season or two is like a really slow start.
Yeah.
And then it gets funny.
Just make your show funny.
Looks good.
It looks really good. I can't... Because it's like half sitcom, half real life.
Like, it gives like a King of Queens, Kevin James show. It's like, it's the sitcoms where the wife does everything and the husband's like a loser. Yeah. And like, how did he get a wife like this?
Uh-huh.
And he hates his wife, but like, he's the center of the universe in his own show. It's like one of those.
Yeah.
They didn't do like a specific one personally. I would have just made it like Last Man Standing, since that's probably the worst sitcom we have going currently.
I should probably send this trailer to my girlfriend.
But we see from her perspective a sitcom, but we don't know if it's a woman, a sitcom wife, wanting to murder her sitcom husband, or if this is the character's perception of her situation in life.
Uh-huh.
Like if she sees things as a sitcom. And it's going to be on AMC.
Oh, cool.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks good. And finally, we have a trailer for my most anticipated show of the year, Invincible.
Looks incredible.
This is the first actual trailer. We've had a teaser, we've had a clip, and now this is an actual trailer. J.K. Simmons is perfect as Omni-Man, who is Invincible's dad.
Any character with a mustache,
yeah,
you got to get J.K. Simmons pretty much.
It's Steven Yeun, right?
Yes.
He's also really good as Mark Grayson, a.k.a. Invincible.
And Sandra Oh is good.
Yeah,
just by herself, and she's good as his mom.
Uh-huh.
I think your phone just vibrated.
It did. She said she watched it this morning, and she didn't share it with me. Gosh.
Invincible. Looks very good.
Yes.
Everyone is good in it. J.K. Simmons, Stephen Young, Sandra Oh,
Jason Mantzoukas.
who you can get for any character, but I feel like Rick Spoder is very good for him.
Yes.
And it's always just good to hear his voice.
Oh, it was great hearing Zachary Quinto as well as Robot.
As Robot. And who's Adam Eve?
I don't know. And there's no way to find out, unfortunately.
No. But she does have pants or shorts.
Yeah, she's got shorts, which I approve.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't have a skirt in the comic. It's just a leotard.
So
that's why they gave her shorts, which I appreciate.
And I can already tell that this is going different places than the comic.
Yeah.
The first thing we see is that in the comic, it's just one day, Mark gets his powers, and then his dad's like, hey, you're half alien.
Yeah.
But in this, it's his dad's already told him.
Yeah.
Presumably he's known this since he was like a kid, maybe. And his dad's like, you're going to get powers eventually.
He already knew that he, from a kid, because his dad tells him when he was like 5. He tells him a altered version of what actually.
Because he wrote it as a book, too.
I don't know. I just read most of the first volume.
It was a plot point later that in his books he wrote like ways to defeat his race.
Oh, cool.
And like some of his adventures.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Let's not spoil anything about Invincible.
Well, it could go.
Yeah.
Whoever. Whichever.
It looks really good. I love. Is his name Battle Cat?
I think so. Yeah.
I loved seeing him. I was not expecting to see him so early. Who's that bald scientist guy? I don't remember him.
That's Doc Seismic.
Oh,
He makes earthquakes.
Yeah. I remember him now. All right, that was some good trailer talk, trailer trash. Now it's time for our review and recap of WandaVision episode 7. Yes. Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Modern Family lately, so I really appreciated this episode.
Because this is the Modern Family episode.
Yes.
Though they don't have enough people to fill out the Modern Family cast, I don't think, really.
No.
Isn't there like a billion of them?
Yeah, there's 3 families that are part of the same family.
A lot of talking to the camera, but who's behind the camera?
It's Agnes.
Well, was it Agnes all along? Well, I mean, in the show it was, but like talking to the camera wise.
I don't know. I liked when she started like losing grip on reality, and then the guy talks from behind the camera. She's like, "No, you're not supposed to talk." Okay, this episode opens with. I've already seen it twice, and I don't remember. Frick, how does it open? Does it just open?
Wanda's in bed.
Oh yeah, she's like, "I'm depressed."
Yeah. And she's still wearing her costume.
What a loser.
Yeah.
And her kids are like, "Mom, things are breaking."
Where's Dad? Who knows?
Shut up. And then she is like, "You know what, I'm going to stay home all day." So she does that. And eventually Agnes comes in and takes the kids. And that's the important parts of that story.
Kills him.
And maybe we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, do you like the moment where Agnes says she's bit a kid once?
I wonder if that's an actual thing that happened or just a funny joke that would happen in Modern Family. And also, Vision meets up with Darcy, and she's an escape artist. I liked that. That was funny. And he wakes her up with his Vision powers, and then she's like, "Oh my gosh, we gotta go. Let's take you to your house." So they get in a big Winnebago, and they just drive along. But then these roadblocks keep happening. And Vision keeps getting interviewed, and he's like, "Oh man, why Wanda's doing all this?" And also, while all this is happening, Monica and Jimmy are trying to get into the Hex. And then we see who I thought was going to be the aerospace engineer.
Yeah. And they didn't specifically say the general character we meet. Goodner was the person who built it. But also, no one else was there, really, that we saw. So I guess it was this person.
Yeah. I don't think it was Goodner. I think she was just the delivery lady.
I mean, they didn't clarify, so... I mean, I think the person who plays Monica said something about it.
She said she can't wait for everyone to see who the aerospace engineer is.
Yeah.
I feel like they've been hyping it up too much in and outside of the show to for it to just be some random new character.
Yeah.
And then Monica tries to drive a big truck, like a big rover, into the Hex, and then it just doesn't work.
The one that they made it seem was going to work in the trailer.
They even said it was going to work. Goodner is like, she'll go in scot-free, and then she just goes and it turns halfway into a regular truck and it gets spat back out.
Though, to be fair, that might have worked when they originally planned it.
That's true,
when the Hex was a little bit weaker.
Yeah, and then Wanda probably fortified it so nobody could get in. And then Monica looks at the Hex, and I love this moment when Jimmy's just like, no, don't do that. And then she runs in, and she has this weird, like, Matrix moment. It was really cool.
Where you see all the different, versions of herself. Like, not alternate reality, but, points in her life.
You hear Nick Fury's voice and Captain Marvel's voice.
And her mom.
Yeah, Maria Rambeau's voice. And I think also Akira Akbar, who played Monica as a kid. I think you hear her as well. Man, this stuff is strong. Some strong 90s stuff.
Probably gonna die or be transported back to the 90s.
Hopefully. The best time of our lives. Transport me back to the year of the Matrix, please.
Watch it 20 times.
So I could watch Matrix Reloaded in theaters.
Everyone's favorite movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Transport us back to the time when cinema was literally called the Dark Ages of cinema.
What happens after that? I think... Oh yeah, Monica gets superpowers.
She doesn't use them a lot, but she has them.
She doesn't really know how to use them yet.
But Wanda presumably can't shoot her back out again, so that's something.
Yeah.
She just has to ignore her.
So she just runs into Wanda's house.
Yeah.
Wanda, who is freaking out about her reality falling apart.
Because the stork's back, stuff is changing.
I think before this we get the ad, which is Nexus.
The Nexus of all realities.
Yeah, I'll talk about my theory later.
Which... most of the time, it's located in the Florida Everglades, where Man-Thing lives.
I want Man-Thing so bad.
What if he just shows up?
I would...
A potted plant in her house just grows Man-Thing?
Oh, what if Man-Thing shows up in this show?
And no one voices it, but they get a guy in a suit, like some famous actor, and that's the cameo they were talking about.
Oh, I want that so bad now. So let's. I'm not gonna skip ahead with our recap, but just skipping ahead real quick. All those arches underneath Agnes's in her basement, basically. What if they all spark and they all go to different dimensions, and then you just see Man-Thing's head lean in?
Well, I think there were some roots down there, tree
There's
roots.
all kinds of roots down there.
So maybe she just has Man-Thing in her basement. Maybe she turned Ralph, the fake husband, into Man-Thing.
What? Okay, I'm gonna Bing what Man-Thing's real name is. Do you know what Man-Thing's real name is?
It's not Ralph, unfortunately. I don't think.
Wait, I got probably...
But Ralph could just be his sitcom name.
Exactly. Marvel Comics, Man-Thing, real name. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this because my data is bad right now because of the bad things that are happening in our town. Yeah, so...
Now I really want that.
I really want Man-Thing. For those that don't know who Man-Thing is, he's a weird, gross swamp monster with a big, long nose and 2 orange eyes. His name is Ted Salas, so unfortunately it's not Ralph.
But Ralph could be just the sitcom name.
Exactly.
That'd be the greatest reveal if they just went further into the basement and Man-Thing was in the center of it. Because in some versions, the Nexus is inside him. He protects it that way. Give us Man-Thing,
Give
Marvel.
us Man-Thing.
Have Jason Mantzoukas voice him.
Does he talks, right?
No. Sometimes.
He doesn't even have to talk. He can
R-
just be a big CGI green plant man.
R.L. Stein, like the Goosebumps guy,
Uh-huh.
he wrote a Man-Thing series once,
cool.
and in that, Man-Thing talked.
Was it good?
No.
Okay, well then don't make him talk.
Man-Thing goes to Hollywood and tries to get a job acting in movies. Like monster movies, because it's cheaper than doing CGI.
Yeah, I guess. I got really distracted by my newfound love. I already love Man-Thing, but now I want him in this show.
And you know, his origin is that he tests untested at that time, like version of the super soldier serum, and then jumps in a swamp. Or well, he gets shot, I think, in a car, and then the car goes into the swamp, and he becomes Man-Thing. And the next series up is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that could have super serum stuff in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be disappointed if Man-Thing doesn't show up soon.
Okay. Well, anyways, where were we in the episode?
It's Vision and Darcy.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. Legitimately. Where were we in the episode? What was happening? Oh yeah, Monica is running.
She has powers.
Oh, the ad. That's right, Nexus.
Nexus.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Which is also how Howard the Duck got to our world, but
Yeah.
he's already there. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, he still could have came from that, but
Okay. The ad is good. I liked this one.
it's antidepressants.
Yeah. You see, I'm pretty sure you see her take one of those pills later in the episode as well. And then Monica bursts into Wanda's house. She's like, "Get out of here!" and like throws her out. And then Monica like does a superhero landing. She can see the Matrix now.
So you can see spectrums of energy.
Ooh, she can see photons of energy.
She can see Captain Marvel's of energy.
Those are all of Monica Rambeau's superhero names in the comics. And then Agnes is in her house with the twins, and Billy is like, "You don't have stuff going on in your head. You don't have a brain." And Agnes is like, "Shut up." She doesn't say that. After that, Agnes looks out the window, sees Monica and Wanda fighting. Monica's like, "Hey, come on, what are you doing? Stop all of this." And Wanda seems to be like, "Maybe I should stop all of this." And then Agnes shows up and she's like, "Nope, let's go."
That. And then the big reveal.
Well, we're getting to the big reveal. First, Wanda goes into Agnes's house and she's like, "Oh my god, where are my kids?" So Agnes is like, "Maybe you should go maybe they're in the basement." And then Wanda goes down to the basement. There's weird vines everywhere and arches and a weird looking book. And then Agnes shows up and she literally says something like, "I am Agatha Harkness." And then it cuts to this amazing montage of her doing all the things in Westview. And it was like, "Agatha all along." And it goes into this great song. And she like floats down in like a witch robe, and then she magics herself up to look like Agnes in the first episode with her little gift basket. And then she was also controlling Pietro.
Yeah.
And she what else? She controlled Herb in that one scene where he's at the fence.
As far as we know, Pietro is not an illusion. He's
Yeah.
actually there, and she's controlling him.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then she just looks at the camera and she says, "Also, I killed Sparky."
Rip.
R.I.P. Sparky.
And to mention that book that she has is the Darkhold,
Explain
which
that.
has shown up in both Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And Runaways.
and Runaways. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was used by some boring Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. character, who knows?
Who
The
knows?
villain of that season.
Yeah.
And it was tied up in the Ghost Rider. At the end of that show, Ghost Rider got rid of it, and then it ended up in the King Arthurian lore character, Morgan Le Fay.
Okay.
She got it for Runaways Season 3.
They had 3 seasons?
I think so.
Dang, good for them.
It's Darkhold is a big bad book of demon energy, like the Necronomicon
Yeah.
Ex Mortis. Yeah.
Sure.
Like that from the Evil Dead,
Yeah.
where it has a bunch of different spells and it does weird things to you. The Darkhold's like that, but more powerful. It can just do whatever. And it has a powerful demon inside of it called Shython, is how I think you say it. And like throughout comic book history, whenever something like bad happens to Wanda that she didn't do herself, no more mutants.
Yeah.
It was this demon. Like he's constantly like messing with her or like inhabiting her body. It's this.
Okay, cool.
And how Agatha Harkness has it. It's powerful, but I don't know if it's like make a hex powerful. It could make Wanda more powerful to do that, I think.
Yeah.
And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think they said that it had all knowledge, is what it did. So, I guess it just had a page about how to make hexes.
And then there's a credit scene where Monica opens up the basement door from outside, and she sees all the energy on the vines, and then Pietro says, Snooper's going to snoop. And then it cuts.
Which, is he evil right now? Is he going to help her? Are they going to team up?
I would love for them to team up.
Or is he just like an autopilot, and this is just like him saying sitcom things?
Oh yeah, that'd suck. I don't know. So I think that Agatha is using this hex to power the nexus of all realities in her basement. I would love to see the universe just break like that. Also, I had the thought, maybe they don't actually defeat Agatha by the end of the show, and she's the villain in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Or maybe Strange doesn't show up at the end of the show, or you think it is, like it looks like Strange, but then it's Baron Mordo, then he like kills Agnes.
Then it's Man-Thing.
That's Man-Thing.
Yeah, I would like to see Mordo in this.
Because he said, no more sorcerers.
No, he said, I don't remember what he says. Because
I just no more sorcerers.
It's not no more sorcerers. I know that. He said, I don't remember. But it's not that thing you said.
So it was Agnes and... Well, see, I think if she's trying to open up the nexus of all realities, and since there's only, so far in this universe, one magical bad guy, well, the villain from Doctor Strange 2, I guess.
He's dead, it doesn't matter.
Was that, what's his face? Hannibal.
Oh, Caecilius.
Well, yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Is Dormammu. So she might be trying to get him into the real world through the Nexus.
Maybe.
Because the Darkhold also came from the Dark Dimension where he lives.
Interesting.
But this could literally go anywhere. We have 2 episodes left, so...
I don't think we're having any more sitcom stuff after this.
No.
This is all just an MCU movie now. The aspect ratio even like changed back mid-scene to the black bars on top and bottom.
Or since Wanda's like weaker now, kind of, since she's depressed, that Agatha fully takes her over.
Yeah, I think she does, because you see her do that, and I thought at first it was just to show her the Agatha All Along song.
To be a good use of it.
Yeah, but she probably just took her over now.
I also really hope that Agatha was just already in New Jersey, and that this was just like a really big coincidence that Wanda picked this one. She just
really lucked out. She was like, oh, dang, awesome.
Though she probably put the idea in her head, is what I think.
Probably, yeah.
I kind of want, like, it feels like this is like, they'll use it as a scapegoat. I feel like this should be still Wanda's fault. Like, she probably had the idea to do this, and, like, I just don't want them to say that Agatha put this idea in her head. I want this to fully be Wanda's thing.
I think next episode, we're going to get a lot of questions answered.
Well, hopefully.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, specifically next episode, we're going to get, like, all kinds of flashbacks about what what Wanda's been doing since Endgame, which has only been, like, a few weeks, but still. And even, like, maybe flashback to her with her time in Strucker's possession.
Because, yeah, either Strucker was such an idiot that he didn't know that Wanda had actual magic, or they just shocked her a bunch and that unlocked her magic, and they're like, yeah, superpowers.
Yeah. And then probably halfway through the episode, we'll get back to what's going on now with, like, Monica and Pietro or something like that.
Because from what we see from Billy and Agatha, what Wanda has is magic.
Also, what happened to Billy and Tommy?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know where they went.
Well, they got poisoned, I think. Because there was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the table that had bites taken out of them.
Yeah.
Also, now that I think about it, unfortunately, I don't think Ralph will be Man-Thing, because he's probably that rabbit.
Oh. Maybe.
And Billy and Tommy might be rabbits.
And it's also, in the comics, Agatha's son has Scratch in the name, so it might be that.
Which is also an alias
reference
for Mephisto.
Oh. Well, then her rabbit is the devil, obviously.
Which would be that would be the best thing.
That would be the best thing besides Man-Thing showing up.
Like, imagine if they, like, just strike, like, well, probably not kill unless they do. That'd be dark. If they just, like, kill Agatha Harkness or knock her out, and, like, the day is saved, and then her rabbit jumps out of his arms and becomes Mephisto.
Boo! I'm here also, and I'm the devil.
Though maybe Agatha made a deal with Mephisto to get more power, and she was in debt, and then he came to collect, but she used the Darkhold and maybe Wanda's powers, and was like, no, you're a rabbit now. I don't know you anything.
And Mephisto is voiced by Mark Hamill, and that's the Luke Skywalker sized cameo Elizabeth Olsen was talking about. This is a very good episode.
Yep.
I was lukewarm on it at first, but having rewatched it and like thought about it more, I do like it. I think I just give my expectations up way too high for these episodes now.
Yeah, because as much as we want things like Man-Thing and Mephisto, that still might be far out for the show. It still could happen, though. You never know.
I feel like Man-Thing would be easier to digest than Satan.
Well, it would be a good place to set them up.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least just name drop them.
Mephisto is probably in Loki in some way.
Yeah.
Not the character Loki, the show Loki.
Oh, maybe in the Loki show. We'll see.
Hopefully. Yeah, that's our WandaVision episode 7, breaking the fourth wall recap. And now it's time for birthdays.
Well, and it's breaking news.
Oh, I forgot about breaking news. I'm sorry.
This one.
You should have interrupted me when we were doing news.
It's not really the kind of regular ones. It's just one I found funny because of the wording.
Okay, I'm gonna put my birthday hat on for this. We can't find his crown, unfortunately.
I'm not the king of birthdays anymore, or the queen, since it was a princess. Well, it might have been a princess crown, the princess of birthdays.
Yes.
So besides the ones that are no, listen to us, this is totally true.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only news source that has this big comic book or Star Wars or whatever news. And
Breaking
no one else.
news.
Breaking news.
Not clickbait.
My other favorite kind is where they don't have barely any information to make a headline or an article, but they still go through with it. So this one brought to We Got This Covered.
Ah, finally.
They got this covered.
Mm-hmm.
Is Transformers franchise. And they use a picture from the live action movies, which are
bad.
Still a thing?
Except Bumblebee.
Except Bumblebee. Will reportedly move into new genres. Like comedy and heist. And that's it. I like the comedy one because they're not funny, any of them, but
they try to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. So the article is no, this is the first one that's actually going to be funny.
That is funny. I like that. Thank you for listening to our breaking news. This just in, all that.
Though I would watch a heist movie involving Transformers.
Yes.
Not involved with Michael Bay, though.
Fair.
Michael Bay comes in and he does those racist Transformers. That's the heist. They got to go get the racist Transformers out of prison.
No, you can just leave them there.
That's where they deserve to be. Or dead.
Alright, are we ready for birthdays now?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Since there was... And it's been touchy all week.
Internet.
Come up.
This just in, we are waiting on our data to be better.
Yep. We were in Ice Age. Give us a break.
And now we're in Ice Age The Meltdown. Thank God.
Or the one with Simon Pegg.
God, this week sucked.
That reminds me. That was going to be a planned thing. There was going to be a Simon Pegg's character from...
Buck and Crash and Eddie. I think they're still doing that. It's just not under Blue Sky anymore.
Because Disney shut them down.
Yeah, Blue Sky Studios got shut down.
Thanks to Disney.
But yeah, I think they're doing a Buck and Crash and Eddie series on Disney Plus.
Don't you just love it when Disney buys the competition and then destroys them, literally?
Yes, I love that so much.
We could have had Robots 2.
Nah, actually, just keep it the way it is.
Because of Robin Williams.
If you watch Robots,
It's a great movie.
The third act climax is the same structure as Avengers Endgame.
Nice.
It legitimately is. There's even a scene where the female characters team up. Except for Aunt Fanny, unfortunately.
Why wasn't she there?
She was there, she just didn't team up with the two ladies.
Or is she their Thanos equivalent?
No. But yeah, like, a small group are initially going to fight the big army, and then another character walks through a circular portal, like a door that she opens, and then the wall falls down, and there's all these other army of robots, and then the two armies fight each other, and they all have their little quirks, and the two females team up. It's very good.
Maybe that's why Disney shut down Blue Sky, so people wouldn't see that.
Robin Williams has the dance fight set to Hit Me Baby One More Time.
The most 2000s thing you could ever do.
The soundtrack is very 2000s, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like, I was never like, ooh, that's dated.
There are not a lot of birthdays for this particular time.
That's okay.
Okay, happy birthday to Michael Bolton.
Hey, from Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Happy birthday, Michael.
That one, the Lonely Island song.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
I love that song.
The greatest thing to ever exist. Happy birthday to Walk the Line star Johnny Cash.
Oh, happy birthday, Johnny.
Fun fact, or pro tip on watching Walk the Line. Do not watch Dewey Cox. What's the...
Walk Hard?
Walk Hard. Do not watch Walk Hard multiple times before watching Walk the Line, because it is literally scene for scene. And what was probably a good Wolverine guy, director, James Mangold.
Oh.
What was probably a really good James Mangold movie is severely brought down by the fact that Walk Hard is such a better movie.
The fact that Walk Hard just deconstructs every musical biopic.
Like, you know that part where he breaks multiple sinks throughout the movie?
Does that happen?
Yeah. That's a scene in Walk the Line. And you just can't take any of it seriously.
That's very funny.
A lot of music ones. Happy birthday to George Harrison of the Beatles.
Hey, happy birthday, George.
Happy birthday to Rashida Jones.
Happy birthday, Rashida.
Happy birthday to Sean Astin.
Happy birthday, Sean.
Star of The Lord of the Rings, The Goonies, and...
Rudy.
Sure.
And Stranger Things.
That one season of Stranger Things before they killed him off.
And then he had one flashback scene in the season after that.
In the third season that nobody watched.
I watched it, but I couldn't tell you anything that happens.
Do you want to guess how long the last episode of that season is?
No. I don't want to guess that.
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Unhappy birthday, I guess, to Steve Jobs. I don't know about him personally, but I think he overworked a lot of people.
He probably did.
And I'm pretty sure Apple uses sweatshops. So.
Well, yeah. Everyone does, though, so...
It's okay. That's a direct quote from the Daily Placeholder.
Yes. You can quote us on that. We support sweatshops.
We hope to have our own one day.
Hopefully.
All big businesses do.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to Abe Vigoda.
Who's that?
It's the really old guy who's in everything.
What?
He's in Good Burger. Usually they're more, like, clear, but they're hiding them all around. So it is February. It's a short month.
Yeah.
Very, very happy birthday to Billy Zane.
Oh my gosh! Happy birthday, Billy Zane.
I really want Billy Zane to start doing, like, John Travolta-esque movies, like the ones he does now. Like, I just want to, like, see Billy Zane everywhere.
Billy Zane, the actor that everyone thinks is the Mummy.
Yeah. Like, there's several people in, like, any movie you can watch from, like, the 90s to the 2000s that looks like Billy Zane.
Yep.
Happy birthday to Emily Blunt.
Oh, happy birthday, Emily.
Happy birthday to Dakota Fanning.
Happy birthday, Dakota.
Happy birthday to Josh Gad.
Happy birthday, Josh. I don't particularly enjoy Josh Gad and everything he does,
No.
but overall he's a pretty good guy.
I think Olaf might have ruined him for me, personally.
Probably.
Because every other performance after that sounds like that.
But I also don't like Pixels. I didn't really like him.
How could you not like his greatest movie, Pixels?
But I didn't really like him in Beauty and the Beast.
Happy birthday to Aziz Ansari.
Oh my gosh! Happy birthday, Aziz.
Star of that show about his life that I'm always saying I'm going to watch, but then I never do. Like Master of None.
Yeah, Master of None. I watched the first episode of that.
I think it won awards. Who knows?
Probably.
Happy birthday to Drew Barrymore.
Happy birthday, Drew.
Happy birthday to Steve Irwin.
Ooh.
And Rip.
Yeah, R.I.P. and happy birthday to Steve.
I legitimately don't think there's a bad thing you can say about that man, from what I know.
Yeah.
And he's Australian. Well, I guess that's the bad part.
No, the bad part is that he's not manta ray proof.
Yeah. What an idiot. Come on.
I also don't like Josh Gad.
I don't like him, period.
Other movies. I do appreciate that he does like Zoom meetings with like casts of old movies, like he did for Back to the Future and I think The Goonies. He's done others.
See, that's the good kind of quarantine content he did. But then he did that video where he's like, "It's okay to cry, guys."
Yeah, was he in the Imagine video?
He probably started that. He came to Gal Gadot and was like, "Let's do this." And finally, happy birthday.
Hold on,
well,
I did like
two finallys, I guess.
I did like Josh Gad in Death on the Murder on the Orient Express.
He was good in that.
Yeah.
That's because doing a Olaf voice wasn't attainable in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, final two.
All right, here we go.
Happy birthday to the star of HBO's Hung, Thomas Jane.
Happy birthday, Thomas.
When are we going to get the WandaVision episode, tribute episode to Hung?
Greatest show of all time.
And finally, happy birthday to Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, happy birthday, Kyle.
Star of Twin Peaks.
And also the mayor in Portlandia.
That's what I was thinking. And
that's my favorite role of
other
his.
things.
He's also Daisy Johnson's dad in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is he really?
As far as I remember, yes, he is.
How does Agents of S.H.I.E.D. get Kyle MacLachlan?
They just did. He's also the main character in the 80s Dune.
Yep. He was Mr. Hyde in that.
Yeah, he was Mr. Hyde in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What a show.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Mr. Hyde's supposed to get big and ugly, and he just got, looked like he was on meth.
Yeah, he just got scruffy. Alright, thank you for watching this episode. I'm gonna go to sleep.
But you drink Surge, so you'll never sleep again.
Unfortunately, I will never sleep again. Good night.
Good morning, good night, and if I don't see you in the morning, see you later, whatever. It was from
Truman Show.
Truman Show.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Sure.
That's not from Truman Show.
That's from the hit ripoff Ed TV.
No, it's from some Australian talk show.
Australians aren't real.
That's true. I've heard that about them. From you.
Yeah.